Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey.
Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to our 2023 goals, energy healing, and optimization session. I'm really excited that you're here, whether you can actually see me over on YouTube or whether you're listening on the podcast, whether you're returning or whether you're new. I welcome you to this session. Before we get started, I do want to tell you that you need to have your 2023 goals, intentions, and wishes notated down somewhere. So in a notebook, on a list, preferably in your handwriting rather than on your phone or your tablet or something, just because your handwriting is a very powerful instrument of magic. And just put some extra oomph behind your goals and wishes. So for stuff like that, I always tend to write it down. I know we have listeners and watchers in all age groups. And I was telling my son the other day, he's 15, and we do have listeners that are kind of around the 18 to 22 range. I was telling him, like, you should get a journal and you should write your goals down. And he's like, oh, I don't write anymore. I just put everything on my phone. You know, Mom, the phone has all this stuff to do. And I'm like, yes, I know. But the old ways, sometimes when it comes to intention setting and magic making, are the most powerful. And that would be your physical handwriting, which if we don't start to use it now, it's going to become one of those things of the past where nobody knows how to do handwriting anymore. All right, anyway, enough about that. So if you don't have your goals and intentions and wishes written down for 2023, then you need to stop this podcast episode and you need to go do that before you come back to this, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using that list as a springboard for this healing and energy optimization setting session. So let's make sure you do that. Right. So for the rest of us, for everybody that's ready, or if you're coming back and now you're ready, let's go ahead and just let's dive right into this. Okay, first, we're going to be releasing a lot of things first. So what you'll want to do is either envision a violet fire next to you. You just have to tell it to be there and it will be there. So put a violet fire on either side of you maybe, or one, you just need one. And then if not, you can also use a bucket of salt water, like a bucket. Just go get a bucket, put some salt, sea salt in it, some water, and you can put that down around you. Or you can envision, like in the background here of the ocean, you can envision yourself at the ocean, and anything we release, we have to have a receptacle for disintegrating and transmuting that energy. That's these things that I'm telling you about, all right? And then with the second part of this session, with the energy optimization, we're going to take that list of goals and we are going to supercharge it with celestial energy and dragon fire and all sorts of stuff, and your own personal power to give these things a boost for the year ahead. Before we go any further, though, I want to wrap us all in love, light, and light love, inviting in the guides who overlight this show, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, to surround each and every one of us with your loving, supporting, soothing, healing energy. Take a deep breath. I'm going to ask those guides, or the guides that are here, your guides, to help drive this session so that we get the most out of it. I'm also invoking for divine blessings in this now. Beloved Source, Mother, Father, God, Holy Spirit, holy angels, archangels, helping spirits, all of our guides, named and unnamed, seen and unseen, our guardian angels, master teachers, elementals, star family and friends, unicorns, dragons, and you can pray to whoever you'd like. Thank you, friends, for joining us for this 2023 Goals Energy Optimization Healing Session. We invoke for divine blessings of your love light and light love. Thanking you for your soothing, calming, supportive, healing, protective energies. Thank you for supporting us in this session. So be it, and so it is. All right, so first what we want to do is to get everybody in the receptive mode, because you may be sitting down to this session in various states of array, they're saying. So we want to get you more in a calm, receptive state. So we're going to do a couple of things here before we jump right into the goals. All right, so I want you to tap your heart space and tap your crown. I want you to close your eyes and just put your hands up and out as if you're going to be sending blessings. You're going to be sending blessings of light out through your hands. So I want you to envision your loved ones in front of you. Let's take a deep breath into our heart space. We want to fill your loved ones, fill your home with pink light. Letting that pink light spread out to your surrounding areas, to your neighborhood, to your city, to your state, your country. Letting that pink light envelop and spread and saturate Gaia, this loving pink energy from your heart space. Take a deep breath. Now be aware of your heart and take a deep breath and bring that breath up to your crown. Keep your attention on your crown. Your crown is now saturated with liquid, divine, golden light. We bring that liquid, divine, golden light down through the crown, down and out your hands, continuing to saturate your loved ones, your home, your sacred spaces with beautiful golden light. Letting that golden light flow outward to your city, your state, your country, until it's enveloping Gaia in beautiful, reflective, divine, golden, solar healing energy. Let's take a deep breath into your heart and your crown at the same time. Again, taking a deep breath into your heart and your crown at the same time. And projecting and sending out even brighter golden light. Beloved angels, heaven on high, blessing this earth, all humanity, all realms, all kingdoms, all dimensions, all beings, wherever there is separation, wherever there is disharmony. We send out these divine blessings of love, peace, joy, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, organic ascension, harmony, love, divine will, power, divine guidance, divine protection. May all beings be blessed without exception. And so it is. Now Now you can lower your hands onto your lap, palms up. Be aware of a beautiful golden star, golden crown above your crown, so many inches above your, about 4 inches above your crown. You don't have to see it clearly, but it is there. So repeat after me, verbally out loud. I am that I am. I am the soul, a being of pure light, divine intelligence, and divine love. Take a deep breath, focusing on your heart, the love within your heart, and lift that loving energy from your heart space up to the middle of your head, up to your crown, past your crown, and into that golden star. You are enveloped in divine bliss, divine golden light, soothing, healing, supportive energy. Take a moment to float in this golden bliss space. And gently come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and gently, gently come back into your sacred space. That was only 1 minute of silence and stillness. And from this calm, peaceful, loving, divinely guided and powerful space is where we're going to do some healing around our 2023 goals. So when you wrote out your goals, you may or may not have put them in categories. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 and we're going to do healing on those right now. 3 categories. So be aware of any personal goals that you've set for yourself around your spiritual practice. If you've set any goals or intentions or wishes for enhancing your spirituality or spiritual gifts or powers. And think about those goals. Think about anything that you dreamt of regarding those prior to 2023. Are there any limiting beliefs, any fears, anything that comes to mind right now when I talk about enhancing your spiritual gifts, your spiritual goals, or your spiritual practice? Seeing those, it could be fears, it could be limiting beliefs, it could be procrastination, it could be Yeah, they're saying that's the major ones. See those energies coming out in front of you like a dark gray cloud. Anything that's kept you in the past. So if you've been writing some of the same goals and intentions year after year after year, and what you feel deep down, because you're in a calm, receptive mode right now. So your guides and your angels can also speak to you about what limiting beliefs or perceptions or lack of perception or clarity you may have that's kept you from moving forward and being able to really take charge and take motion, take action on these goals. So whatever those things are for you, see those coming up in front of you as like a dark gray cloud. So any of those fears, thoughts, negative thought forms, whatever you want to call them, see them sitting right in front of you as a dark cloud. Right? And then what I want you to do, because I'm not the only one doing this, I want you to learn how to do this too, is put your hands up in front of you and imagine on your hands you have electric violet light gloves. So electric violet light is kind of a combination of like white light and violet light. So you could see it as like, I tend to see it as like a whitish, violetish, violetish light with like lightning bolts, like supercharged spiritual lightning bolts in my hands. And what I want you to do then is take your hands with your electric violet gloves and I want you to disintegrate that dark cloud of limiting beliefs. So we're just going to go through it with our hands, like disintegrate, disintegrate, like you're painting over it with electric violet light, like disintegrate, disintegrate that cloud, disintegrate, disintegrate, cut, cut, disconnect, disintegrate. And then even more so, you can like push it into your salt water. If there's anything left, you can push it into the sea salt, the ocean, or into your violet fire that you've created in front of you. Just disintegrate and then take your hands like almost like knives like in front of you, like cut from your cut down in front of your body, like sweep your hands down and say cut, disconnect, and throw with your hands anything that's left from that into the violet fire or your salt water or the ocean. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing for 2 more categories of your goals. And then if you have more goals than that, then you'll want to pause this and go through the remainder of those gray clouds, and let's get rid of them before we do the optimization part of the session where we're supercharging the goals. So that was your spiritual practice and your spiritual growth. The next one is going to be your finances. So any goals, this is a big one, they're saying any goals and intentions you have around your finances for 2023. It could be increasing the size of your bank account or starting an investment account or increasing your income in some way. And right away, what they're saying is gray clouds are coming up of all the things that maybe kept you from doing that. You could either say last year, or you can just say, anything that comes up, because it could be past life stuff coming up too. So I want to make sure we address that, not just say like anything last year. Anything that comes to mind when you think about increasing your income, like, oh, that would never happen, or that's not possible right now, or yada, 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 all the things that are personal to you that come up when you think about those nice, beautiful goals that you wrote around your finances for 2023. So all of those, see those all in front of you as this dark gray cloudy stuff. And we're going to do the same thing. You're going to see your hands as electric violet fire gloves, and you're going to disintegrate that dark cloud. So really get in there and let's do this with conviction, all right? Because you are the co-creator of your reality. So just like you can create all these thought forms that aren't serving you, you can also, I don't want to say discreate, that's not really like a word, but you can also disintegrate them, right? So let's do this with conviction. So get your electric violet fire gloves and disintegrate, 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 disintegrate that dark gray cloud of anything that's coming up limiting belief wise regarding your finances or increasing or doing anything with your finances. Disintegrate that cloud, disintegrate, disintegrate, disintegrate. Brush your hands off in the violet fire that's in front of you or the salt water, and then cut, cut, cut with your hands. Cut, cut, cut any cords to those things and toss those in the violet fire. Okay. So if you need more time to disintegrate, pause me and do that. And I'm going to move on to the last one, which one do you want me to do? Oh, relationships is the next one that they want me to do. They're saying specifically around love partnerships, but I'm just leaving it open to whatever goals you've set for yourself for 2023 regarding your relationships, be it love or otherwise. If you have any goals about finding a partner or increasing, decreasing something within your relationships, soulmates, all of that coming into play, whatever goals you've set for yourself for this year, whatever's coming up around that, like that's not going to happen. I don't feel like I'm ready for that. I don't feel like my quote unquote the one is ever going to find me. The other one they're saying is I've just been through too much in the past and I just don't want to have to put up with that again. Even though you're setting the goal for these types of relationships, like those kinds of things that I'm saying are what's sitting in your auric field. Otherwise, they wouldn't have me saying it, right? I'm connecting them with you all. You're setting these goals, but back in your energy field somewhere, there's these types of limiting beliefs coming out. That could never happen. I've been burned too bad in the past. And so while you have these intentions for wanting these new fancy and new earth now type of relationships, sitting in your energy field, somewhere in your chakras, somewhere in your auric field, somewhere are these old limiting beliefs about these. And so we need to do some cleanup work there. So whatever's coming out for you, I'm too old is what I'm hearing. I'm too old. I'm not old enough. I'm not ready. I have to be at a certain level in my spiritual growth in order to get the type of partner that I want. These are all things I'm hearing the guides are sharing with me that are sitting out there in your fields right now. So see all of those in front of you. This seems like the biggest, darkest cloud right now. See all those in front of you. Get your electric violet fire gloves on and let's seriously get rid of all of those. Disintegrate, 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 disintegrate. Brush your hands off in the violet fire or into the salt water. Cut through any cords. Cut, cut, cut. You guys are doing this too, not just me. Cut, cut, and throw any cords into the violet fire. And we're going to start energizing here momentarily, but I just want to check in with the guides that are here if there's anything else. So if you have, I know you have other goals. I have other categories too. So you'll want to pause me right now and go through your other categories of goals that you have. And if you don't have them categorized, it's probably a good idea to just mind map them into categories rather than just this long list of things. So that you can better track those over the year. And finances, spiritual growth, relationships. I don't know what other ones there are, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's do that. Let's have you finish out your energy clearing while I'm checking in with the guides on there's anything else. So when you come back after pausing me, we will have more to share. Anything else there that we need to focus on? Okay, so welcome back. The only other thing they wanted me to work with you all on right now is they're saying that there's some limiting beliefs right now around personal power. I could never do that because it's too risky, too scary, too fun is when they're saying, too out there, 2 fears about putting yourself out there, fears about not being able to follow through because like you have these great goals, and so there's this like analysis paralysis coming in. There's all this procrastination starting to show up. So all of those things, as I'm saying them, if you're going like, ding, yeah, I think that might be me. There's the last gray cloud we need to deal with for right now. So is there anything else I'm not good enough is coming up. Fears around making money. So this is past life stuff we need to put in there. So any vows of poverty, vows of silence. All of our vows that happen for our shamans and our priestesses, those like, I don't make money, the community supports me. I don't really do a job. I don't work to make money. My community just supports me in whatever way they can. You know, they provide a little, making me laugh. They provide a little hut for me off to the side that I live in. Somebody like helps me get food every day and brings me like, a meal or whatever. Oh my gosh. So you can have both, all right, friends? You can have a nice, healthy income and a nice, beautiful home and still do spiritual work if that is your goal and your intention to be like a modern day shaman or priestess or Reiki healer or whatever. You don't have to do that anymore. So that's a big gray cloud. Let's all of us collectively get our violet fire gloves on and let's disintegrate all of those things. That's not how it works in this now. Disintegrate, disintegrate, disintegrate. Disintegrate, disintegrate. Brush those off in the violet fire. Cut, cut, cut. Get rid of those. Disintegrate, disintegrate. Okay. I don't know why I'm laughing, but anyway, probably because it's close to home. All right. So now what we want to do, let's take a deep breath together because now we're going to energize everything. So first of all, I want to make sure all the energy that we've disintegrated is out of us. So I want you to put up your hands again and be aware of your crown, your palms, and the bottom of your feet. And we're going to chant. You're going to verbally chant with me 3 times. We're going to chant Om. And Om is, you know what that is, you guys, but it's going to bring in a lot of spiritual power down through your crown. It's going to bring in a lot of spiritual energy down through the crown. And it's going to force out anything that is not of like vibration, and those come out through your palms and through the bottom of your feet, and you'll envision those and see those going into your violet fire or your bucket of ocean water or salt water or the ocean or whatever you're using as your receptacle. So here we go. Let's chant. So let's be aware of our crown. So just sit still, Make sure your tongue is connected to the roof of your mouth, like mouth is closed. Sit still, and I'm going to do one more thing here to clear. I'm going to use this bowl, this Buddha bowl, and we're going to do one more thing to just make sure we've got everything nice and clear. Any discordant energies now being directed into the violet fire, into the salt water, ocean water. Now you get your list, okay? So have your list of stuff somewhere in front of you. Open up to your stuff. I don't even know. Got it all here somewhere. Open up your list, okay? First, what we're going to do is we're going to supercharge the things on the list, all right? We're going to do two things. Let's supercharge things on the list. So I want you to take a deep breath. We're going back up to the crown. Be aware of your crown. And if you have to tap it or whatever to make sure, put your attention up there, be aware of your crown. Take a deep breath. Your crown is now filled with divine golden light. And you're going to saturate that list of goals and wishes and desires with beautiful golden light, just like you did earlier with Gaia. You're going to fill that list of wishes and goals and desires. And I'm going to be adding a little bit of secret extra specialness, extra special oomph, not me, but coming through me. We're going to put some extra special oomph into everyone's lists. So just keep charging your list with gold and saturating with golden light. Take a deep breath. So your list, oh, I'm all like with the camera, the light language, like turn towards the camera. I was like facing totally away. All right, so this list is like, your list is like supercharged now. There's one more thing we're gonna have to do. So what I want you to do now is I want you to imagine up in front of you a golden screen, like on the wall in front of you, or up in front of you. Just make yourself, like, if you have to use your hands to draw it, like imagine a golden screen. And then I want you to imagine the outcomes of like all these goals and intentions coming true. What does that look like for you? Are you like dancing with your new partner? And I don't know, are you crying over your greatly increased bank balance, or purchasing yourself a nice new item that you've been needing, like a new car, a new home? I want you to see all those things on this golden screen happening, coming to fruition, manifesting for you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? All of these dreams coming true. Really feel that in your emotional body, in your heart space. All of these amazing things, being able to go on a great vacation, or send your child somewhere that you've always wanted, something you've always wanted for your children. Imagine all these things. Come on, fill it with emotional goodness, all this self-satisfaction and self-confidence of achieving these goals and dreams and intentions. You should have a nice, beautiful, sparkly gold screen of all of these things coming true. Now open your eyes and take that beautiful screen down off of its beautiful little pedestal and just fold it around yourself like a cape or a shawl or I don't know, just surround yourself with that golden screen and let it absorb into your very being. Let's take a deep breath. All right. That completes the optimization part, but I have some very important little side notes to share before we close, all right? None of these things are going to happen. None of these goals, wishes, and intentions are going to happen if you don't take action on them. So we've very powerfully supercharged everything. We've removed many limiting beliefs around these things, but you're not, that is like peeling the onion, okay? So I think once a month or so, we're going to come back and do a similar type of session where we go back and any limiting beliefs that have been coming up between this session and the next one, we want to get rid of these. And you don't have to wait for me to have a session. You know how to do it now, and you can do it yourself whenever they, because for me, like whenever they start to come up, like I would want to address them right away. But I'm here in service, so I want to do these types of sessions, these emotional and prosperity healing type clearing sessions to help you out, okay? But you're going to be getting now, because this is Master Co put it the best way for me out of all the manifesting things I've seen or listened to is so even like Esther Hicks Abraham says, you know, there's this vortex, there's this up in the etheric world, there's this vortex of things that you want. So right, you've just created all these intentions in this space that's way up here, up high. And the way manifestation works from a science of spirituality way is it has to slowly work its way down into the 3D world, right? So it has to then come down from its etheric vortex, whatever the intention is, into the mental body. And you start thinking about what it is. You start getting divine guidance on how to manifest something. Action plan, you know, starts to be formulated, and it's coming from your own divine intelligence as well as your guides helping you come up with the hows to get things accomplished, right? And in your mind, you start creating an action plan, or steps come into play, or you say, I'm getting a download or divine guidance. The way he explained it, it really helped me, was like, okay, things are up here in the mental body, but you're still trying to get things to manifest in the 3D. He was saying that they will never manifest because it's like a bridge coming down. Think of it as like a staircase coming down from the etheric world, from the causal. It's up there as a sacred intention. It comes down. So the bridge is being built into the mental body. You start thinking about it, getting divine guidance on what to do, building action plans. The next step down to the 3D is the emotional body. You start feeling like, what would it feel like to have this thing? That's why we went through the whole golden screen of what would it feel like to have this thing, to do this, to accomplish this, to be this. And he said that, and I find this to be true, if the emotional body doesn't get involved in feeling what it's like to accomplish this or manifest this or do these things, he said it'll never manifest, because it will stop. It will get stuck in the mental body, and it will never work its way down into the 3D. So there has to be this combo thing of it moves down into your mental body. You start thinking about it and getting divine guidance. You start putting action plans together. Then it comes down at the emotional realm, and you start getting like, maybe you get really excited about a project or something. And you then from that move into the 3D plan of taking the action steps required, doing something, going somewhere we're guided, putting the plan into physical 3D motion. So keep that in mind. Kind of the why is really important behind some of these goals, because if you can't get emotionally behind them to help boost them, then chances are they're not going to take off. The second last thing before I let y'all go is just as important, if not more so, is getting disheartened about things that may be taking too much time. So there's two types of, there's three things. So there's wishes, right? There's intentions, and there's goals. So to me, a wish is like, I wish I had a divine counterpart. There's intentions, like, man, I really want to do more core work on my physical form, my physical avatar. I really want to increase my level of strength in my physical body. To me, that's a goal. And then there's intentions like, okay, well, in order to do that, I'm going to have to work out do a core workout like 3 times a week. And I might put it on my calendar, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday core workout. Now, some wishes are in your control and some are not. I want a divine counterpart is kind of in your control and kind of not, okay? So if there's certain things on your soul blueprint, your divine plan for your soul that are supposed to happen at a certain time, then no manner of action and emotion and all that, it's going to help to keep the emotions and the thoughts and all of that clear and in high alignment, high vibrational alignment with what you want. But no manner of action for some of these things is going to make them happen any sooner than they're meant to happen. And so I find with those types of wishes, there can be a discouragement coming in around those because it's like, well, for 5 years, like for 5 years now, I've had the same wish. And it's like, yes, but it's because it's not meant to happen yet. But that doesn't mean that you don't take action on some of the things that you're being guided to do around that, such as maybe the intention is that you need to take care of yourself more. You need to increase your physical power and strength. That maybe that you need to get physically ready for something new like that to come into your 3D reality. And so a lot of it may seem like, well, what is all this self-care and all this about? And it's like, well, because when this thing does pop up on your timeline, like it's time for this thing to manifest, it's time for this new thing to come into your life, you're ready for it in as much as you can be. All right. So that's very important to realize that some things are out of your control. And your guides are going to tell you, and if they haven't told you, I think you should check in, like which of these is in my control and which is not. And around those things where they say like maybe, well, this isn't in your control, then sit down with your guides and say, well, what aspects of this goal or this wish are in my control? What can I start doing right now to prepare for this to happen so that you don't get caught on the like sad train of like, because believe me, I know, I've been there. It's like, oh, this hasn't happened yet. I'm just going to give up on everything regarding this entirely. And it's like, well, one thing is like, if it's meant to happen for you, it's going to happen. So in the meantime, you know, this good old sayings like you're supposed to enjoy the ride and it's supposed to be the journey and not the destination, like all of that. Because I do find that when certain things are accomplished, like let's say it takes 2 or 3 years for something to happen. When it finally happens, you're either going to look back and you're going to say like, wow, I enjoyed that whole 3 years, even though this wasn't there yet. Or man, I really wasted 3 years being upset and disappointed and not really enjoying the life that I had in front of me because I was just so focused on this outcome. And I really feel like that was time that could have been better spent. So rather than have you do that in retrospect, they want me to share this with you now so that you're aware that, you know, some things that you've set as goals for 2023 are things that may not be made ready yet to manifest until another time, 2024, I don't know. It's different for each one of you. All right. I want to make that very clear. And then just for the intentions and the goals that you do have control over, this is the last thing, as best you can, setting really good timelines for yourself around some of those, putting some ETAs. So I'll just use myself as an example. So if it's finishing a book, if I just say like, no, I just want to finish whatever, a book, I just want to finish one of these books, I probably won't get around to it very quickly because I am not pushing myself. So this is, if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, you're just getting your own business started. Like if you don't hold yourself accountable, nobody is. And so you can just keep sitting on the couch watching YouTube and playing with your dog and never take action on anything because there's no boss there anymore. Your boss now is like Source. You're like working for Source now, and Source is not going to be micromanaging you like your 3D boss used to and telling you like, hey, Chambers, you didn't finish this project or whatever. Like nobody's there but you, and you're only accountable to like yourself. You have to get better at self-management. And even I find that that's challenging, even if you are very ambitious, especially if you're working from home, it can be easy to let the other events of the day take charge. And so you have to be able to effectively balance and manage out like my home stuff, my work stuff, my whatever, personal care, however you want to put it. All right. So I want to make that pretty clear too. Like you've got to be your own boss. And don't expect that anybody else is going to do that for you, unless you form some sort of group where you hold each other accountable. And that is a way to do it, like some sort of little mastermind group where, hey, maybe that's an idea that's coming up, where you get a few of your close, people that you really resonate with that are vibing on the same level as you, that are maybe have similar intentions. And maybe you do that where you kind of meet a couple of times a month or whatever and check in and kind of hold each other accountable for getting things done. That's a good idea. We might start something like that here. All right, guys, this is going on and on. So I want to make sure that everybody, that we're all taken care of. The guides here are saying that they are complete. So I'm going to let y'all go. And the next time I see you on the show, we are doing a 2023 reading for divine counterparts. That should be later this week. So I love you all very much. May all your goals and wishes and dreams come true. And we will see you all again soon. Take care.